Hello and welcome to yet another episode of My Face on Your Screen. My Face on Your Screen would like to tell you about the adventure that was Tuesday. It was, wow, what a day. I got to open for one of my favorite bands. They're called A Great Big World. And if you haven't heard of them recently, they've just blown up. In the past couple of months, they've performed on The Voice with Christina Aguilera. They've been featured on So You Think You Can Dance. They just performed at the AMAs, and I had the opportunity of opening for them. Firstly, it's an amazing experience to play for a sold-out show. It doesn't matter if the room is designed for 50 people or 10,000. If you have a place that's just bursting with people, and they are all there for one single unified purpose, the feeling is just amazing. And opening for a band that I admire as much as I do A Great Big World, gratitude. All the forces of the universe conspired to make Tuesday one of the best days ever. And I will admit that it was an incredibly emotional night. Firstly, it was my first sold-out show ever. Secondly, opening for one of my favorite bands in the universe, which leads to point number 3, and that is the nervousness that comes with playing on a bill with a band that has just hit success so massively and so quickly, and everybody is there to see them. Which means that nobody knows who Robert Gillies is that night. Which is every performer's dream show / slight anxious nightmare. You are somebody they've never heard of before, and you have 30 minutes to make a lasting impression on this audience which is there to see the main act. But from the second I arrived, I just felt so at home. If anybody watching this was at that show, I cannot tell you how comfortable I felt as a performer. The vibe from the audience was just amazing, and there was nothing like having an audience that primed for a show. Because when the audience and the performer are both primed for a great show, there's just magic happens. You can't explain it, but it just happens. Here are most of the songs I played. I was very ambitious in trying to fit 8 songs into 30 minutes. Because I love talking. And I got to debut Hollywood's a Vampire, which I've never played live. There's just an exhilaration of playing something that you've never played to other people, and they're excited to hear it. Amazing night. So I just want to say a huge thanks to Chad and Ian and the rest of the guys at A Great Big World. Cindy, their manager, Kelly from Epic Records, Michelle, the venue manager, Dave who ran sound for me, and all of you guys who I met that night. Now, one of the last things about this show that made it so emotional is that over the past couple of years, I've had some amazing experiences as a songwriter. I've opened for Charlie Worsham, Andy Grammer, I've performed on Ellen, and opening for these guys was just another wonderful moment in my life. And my goal is to make last night every night of my career. And it's figuring out how to make these moments last. Because as wonderful as they are, it can also be a little emotionally confusing to have them as like little flashes, little glimpses of what I'm aiming for. And it's simultaneously very encouraging, but it's also kind of bittersweet. And I was kind of hesitant to say that, but it's how I felt after the show. I felt incredibly supercharged and excited, and I also felt like these guys are going to their next venue tomorrow, and they're playing more shows, and I want to be there with them. In a nutshell, it was an amazing night, and I want to do it again for the rest of my life, because that is what I love doing. I'm going to do my best to bring you guys another bedroom sessions on Tuesday. This Tuesday's video didn't happen because I opened for Great Big World. That kind of superseded everything. As always, my name is Robert Gillies, and you've just been robbed. 4 hours of sleep was just not enough. I was too excited to sleep. What can I say?